What's going? It's your boy Patrick, back with another video. In this one I'ma break down a more like melodic piano beat kind of pain type shit. Let's go. So we're here in Ableton. This is how my project file looks like. I will just play the beat for you real quick and then get into breaking down the stuff, what I did, how I did it, why I did it. Let's go.
Make it swish, Adrian.
I start out with this piano chord progression, and I used a cellular noir sound, which is pretty dope. I really like it. It's like a kind of a dark, kind of scory piano. And to start out, I just had a simple chord. So this one, and put it up 3, then you got this chord. And what I did, I pitched this one up to just give the chord more space. I kind of arpeggiated this A note just to have a bit more rhythm there. And then I had a simple chord progression right here from F sharp down to D, down to C sharp, using these half steps to get really emotional. And then from C sharp I got up to E, just to have like this bridge from C sharp to F sharp back here. And I really just copied all these chords over, have the same rhythm, same inversion, and except for this one, the C sharp chord, because I really wanted this to sound full, because these half steps right here, it really just conveys a lot of emotion. I want to have this full sounding chord here. And then up here I added some simple top notes, especially up here again using half steps, and then these half steps create tension, and this tension then gets released into the root chord. Once again, it's like the same chord up here. And yeah, just used also like these bridge notes, which are also really important for creating beautiful melodies, because it makes it sound like more smooth and more like, yeah, like belongs together. And then for my bass notes, I just copied down my root notes from my chords down here. And then I added here like some bridge notes, the E, the B, and yeah, that's it. And then once again, I layered the bass notes again an octave lower, but this time without the bridge notes. And what this does is just makes your chords sound way more fuller. And then I just copied over this melody back here. And then I added another top line, just so it's not like the whole melody playing through 8 bars. And up here you can see I once again used a lot of half steps, which then also get released into this F sharp minor chord. And if you want to make these really emotional piano melodies, it's important to use half steps to create tension, then release the tension, and also like arpeggiate some of your chords like I did here, or like up here to, yeah, give it rhythm. Just pitch up your bass notes or pitch down your bass notes and layer them a couple octaves below to make them sound way more fuller and better. What you can also, for example, could do is pull out some of these notes and then pitch these up an octave, or like copy them over and push them up an octave to even get a bit more high end. But I did not want to get too much high end in here because I wanted to add like top end melody like a vocal or like electric guitar, and also play around with the velocity like I did here, for example. Yeah, then what I did, I added some groove to it so it sounds a bit more human, a bit more natural. I also randomized the MIDI, which is also really important to randomize your MIDI clips so yeah, it just sounds more natural. And what I did, I rolled up some of the lows so my 808s got more plays. Then here I did a slight cut by at 587 hertz because there was a bit of mud I didn't want to like, and then gave it a bit more presence, bit more clearer sound by boosting the 186 kilohertz. And then I did add a bit of a delay and a bit of reverb just to give it more space, more room, make it more interesting. Then I added arcade because after I was done with this melody, I was hearing vocals on top of it, so I was looking on arcade for female vocal, and then I found this distant voices preset on arcade, which is really dope. Especially like all the distant voice lines, they're really dope for more ambient emotional stuff, so you definitely check these out. And then what I did, I cut a lot of the lower mids and a bit of the highs, and then gave a bit of boost to the higher mids because it was like just a frequency which I liked in this vocal specifically. And then what I also did, I gave a boost again to this range 267 kilohertz and then really crush it in a saturator. And what this does, it really just gives an emphasis on this frequency right here. And this is a really cool tip you can use when you're saturating your sounds, using EQ beforehand, so then you can really control the saturation where you want it to be. This is a really cool sound design tip, so definitely check it out. And then I added a simple pad on Analog Labs, but I forgot to save the MIDI file for this. But what this pad does, it really just follows this chord progression right here. Same chord progression I used in my piano melody. I then used the bleed out effect from this pad and created like this kind of swelling effect. Just to give like my melody a bit more texture. I then had to fill up the frequency spectrum because like all my melody was like more on the lower mids to higher mids, but no high end, so I added this electric guitar from Contact, added some overdrive to get a bit of this distortion effect, and then reverb. And you can see again, I used a lot of half steps to create tension, then release the tension again. And then I used a couple of bridge notes here, played around with the velocity just to make the whole melody here more interesting. Then on my bass, I just used a glue compressor to glue the whole melody together. Basically, I used an auto filter for automation purposes. For the bridge or pre-hook, I wanted to add this bass sound because it was like feeling a bit dry on here because I didn't really want to have drums in my pre-hook on these type of beats. And I just followed the bass line from my piano melody. It's like a simple respace. Melodies sounds. goosebumps, so beautiful. Then it comes to the drums, I really kept this simple. Here I added just basic clap sound, always hitting on a 3. And then to give it more bounce, I added the simple hi-hat pattern. And what you can see, I added like kind of these bounce notes here. Played around with the velocity, nothing crazy, just give it more bounce. And then I wanted to give it even more bounce and added like this shaker perk on my 2 hi-hat hit, going into my shaker perk, going into my hi-hat, going into my clap, which is like, once again, I probably say this every year, it's like just your drums, they're like friends just giving each other high fives. And this is like a really cool tip to create bounce on your drums. And then to get even more bounce, I added like to create even more bounce, I added this basic counter snare. This like, basically every trap beat has this exact pattern. It's probably overused, but also sounds good. So then after I added the counter snare, I was hearing a open hat right on this hit. So it goes like I kind of heard this in my head, so I added just an open hat here. And then I added this short open hat hit, so it can get into a clap again for bounce purposes. And that's how this sounds like then. Hey. See, like already got a lot of bounce going on. I wanted to lay my hi-hat with a different hi-hat, so just kept the velocity low on this one. These shouldn't be too loud, just to create additional bounce, texture, whatever. Also, that's probably one of the biggest hacks you can use when you're making pain beats, is layering 2 different hi-hat patterns with another, which then play off of each other. This is what creates this typical pain bounce. This is a technique used in a lot of German pain tracks like Lucifer XO, Faye August, YFG Pave. You see, like this hi-hat layered, it's so much bounce. Then I added this open hat on the 1 and 5. Just adds even more bounce. And then for my 808s, I just followed the bass notes of my piano melody. And then I added, like, for example, this bridge note. One tip I can give you here is, like, don't be scared to have your 808 hit on the same note as your snare or your clap, for example, like here on the 3. As long as your 808 bounces fire, it really don't matter, to be honest. Like, it shouldn't be on every fucking snare where your 808 hits, but on some occasion it just can be fine. Then I added, like, for example, these short notes, combined like the bridge notes with a bounce note. Just makes it more interesting, more bouncy. And then back here I added quarter note triplets, which always go dummy in my opinion. Comes to arrangement, I really kept it simple. In my intro, I just have my piano melody and my vocals playing. I added on my auto filter this filter automation, so like the melody kind of swells in.
Make it swish, Adrian.
And it kind of slowly fades out, going into the pre-hook. Going into the bass. I got a 16 bar hook here, a 16 bar verse, and I'm just after that repeating this pattern here. And then when it comes to arrangement, really important to switch it up like every 8 bars. For example, like every 8 bars, add a layer or delete a layer, as you can see here. The beat breakdown, hope you learned some. I'm gonna play the full beat as an outro. Peace.